The Champions League quarterfinal second leg matches are finally here, and once again we got D-Cams back for the video, and we have a special announcement. D-Cams has taken off his braces. Yo, you're stupid.
I'm getting my face ready.
You're stupid. All right. In today's video, me and David are going to be giving you guys our quarterfinal predictions for these second leg games. Obviously, we have Atletico Madrid against Barcelona, Liverpool against PSG, and then we also have Arsenal against Sporting, and the last game is Bayern Munich against Real Madrid. Remember to subscribe to the channel. I'm almost at 8,000 subscribers and I can't do it without you guys. But without further ado, let's get right into these predictions. Starting off with the first match, we have Atletico Madrid against Barcelona.
I knew Atletico Madrid was going to win this game. Y'all in the comments did not believe me, but I just don't trust in this Barcelona defense at all.
90% of people would have predicted Barcelona to win that first leg game. So when you said 2-1 to Atletico, I was shocked. But obviously today, I'm rocking the Atletico kit, and I feel like Atletico Madrid might get the win. If we look back to the first leg game, honestly, Barcelona were clearly the better team. They were dominating in terms of possession, but I feel like that red card from Kubarsi really ruined the game for Barcelona. It was a stupid challenge, and obviously they were punished for that.
Yeah, honestly, and you know, that punishment came with Julian Alvarez, a crazy free kick. Honestly, I was looking at it, like how far he was from the goal. I was like, can you do it? And he banged it.
That was a crazy free kick. In my opinion, it might have been one of the best goals we've seen so far in this Champions League.
Yeah, definitely gotta be.
And then in the 70th minute, Sorloth scored the last goal to finish off Barcelona, and that game ended 2-0 to Atletico Madrid, which was a pretty surprising result because considering the fact that Barcelona had 18 total shots and Atletico Madrid only 5, but they're coming back home with a 2-0 advantage.
So Kubarsi missing this game, as well as Rafinha, is going to be a heavy loss for Barcelona. Oh my gosh. I don't know what they're going to be able to do, but I'm not going to lie. Simeone Harambal is going to be in full go right here, bro.
Yeah, I feel like Rafinha missing the first leg game was definitely a loss for Barcelona. Yeah, Rashford was okay, but I feel like in that first leg game, the main player for Barcelona was Lamine Yamal. He was doing everything. He was out dribbling everyone. But in terms of the rest of the players, they didn't really give him the help that he needed. And in this game, I feel like Atletico Madrid are going to get it done.
So for this game, honestly, I think it's going to be about a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be very tight once again. But I think Simeone is going to, try his best to play very possession based, calm it down.
I think that Atletico Madrid are actually going to get the job done. I feel like a lot of people still have faith in Barcelona coming back. It might be because I'm wearing the Atletico Madrid top, but I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Atletico Madrid. Barcelona are going to struggle to score, and Atletico Madrid go through. Moving on to the next match, we have Liverpool against PSG.
If you guys go back to the game, you saw João Neves with that little chest pass through like the left side of the pitch. That was amazing. First of all, just the sheer confidence to do that, you can tell that PSG was just going to win that whole game.
Yeah, they have the confidence over Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool, they haven't been consistent. For some reason, Arne Slot tried a new formation in that game against PSG. He was playing 3 at the back. That's crazy to try a new formation against the Champions League holders from last season, the team who already beat Liverpool last season. To try a new formation, I thought it was a pretty dumb decision.
Yeah, especially a lot of Liverpool. Especially a lot of Liverpool. I mean, yeah, especially a lot of Liverpool. What?
Yo, restart that.
Especially a lot of Liverpool fans, they do not like defensive football, possession-based football. They want to go ahead, attack. And for Arne Slot to pull out the 3 at the back against the defending champions?
Yeah, they were not good in that first game at all.
And not only that, they had no shots on target the whole game. No shots on target.
Bro, that's crazy. If you look at one side and then you look at the other side, it's completely contrasting. This was like men against boys. 74% to PSG, 26% possession to Liverpool. They got completely dominated. This, I was saying in my live stream, was an exact copy of the first leg in the round of 16 last season. PSG dominated, but in that game, obviously Liverpool got the result. But this game, they were horrible. In my opinion, PSG probably could have got 3, 4, 5 goals. We saw misses from Dembele, misses from Doué, so many players, even Nuno Mendes, he had like multiple chances to score.
So at the time of this recording, Liverpool have actually just won that game against Fulham. But before that Fulham game, they lost 3 games in a row. I don't know, it's looking a little bit scary right now.
Yeah, 3 games in a row. is poor for Liverpool. They lost obviously against Brighton, then they got completely smoked by Man City before losing obviously the first leg against PSG. I feel like Liverpool are just so inconsistent at the moment. There's a few players in their squad that are performing good, like Szoboszlai, like Atletico, he can get the goals, but I feel like their defenders and even their midfielders in McAllister and Gravenberch, they don't look like the same players that they were last season, and they haven't really been performing to that same level.
So I feel like for this game, you always got to give Liverpool a little bit of an advantage at home. You know, they're not bad. They're not terrible always at home. Obviously, this season they're terrible. But I think for this game, I'm going to give a 2-1 win to PSG.
I agree with that. I think PSG, they showed how dominant they were in the first leg. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to PSG. Moving on to the next match, we have Arsenal against Sporting.
So looking at the first leg game, obviously, look, this is a tactical masterclass by Arteta. Handball to its finest. Nick won at 1-0, you know, away from home, and then bring him back at home, you know, maybe score another 1 or 2 and then get to the semifinal. Beautiful right here. So that's all you can really say, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining game in that first leg game. A lot of people were saying that it was actually one of the worst quarterfinal matches. There wasn't that much going for either team in the attack. Obviously, Sporting had a few chances, but like I mentioned, some of their attackers this season especially have been very wasteful with the ball. Players like Luis Suarez, players like Katamo, even Trincao sometimes. And I feel like if they took their chances better, they maybe could have finished with a 1-1 draw. Obviously, Arsenal did have that goal ruled out earlier on in the game by Zubimendi, but at the end of the game, they go back to old reliable Kai Havertz. Looking at Kai Havertz, obviously he hasn't been playing that much this season with Arsenal because normally Gyökeres is starting, but in the Champions League, he does have that Champions League experience, and we saw it in the ties against Leverkusen. He was the one that scored that late goal in the first leg game, and once again, he scores the late goal to give Arsenal the advantage.
So Arsenal are coming off a pretty bad stretch of 3 games. They've lost a couple for the first time in this season. It's not looking too good.
You remember what happened to them in recent years when they keep missing out on the title?
Yeah, keep missing out on the title. I don't see it, you know, never seen a trophy ever in a while, so it is what it is. Look, it is what it is. Obviously, you talk about their defense. You know, they're really holding it together, especially with Rice there too. The best part of their team is literally the defense, but if their defense is not working, honestly, that's literally it. They capitulate.
Yeah, in the attack, they just simply don't have good enough players. Gyökeres is not a world-class striker. Trossard, Madueke, Saka, like, yeah, they're decent wingers, but you can't even compare these wingers to the top 5, maybe even the top 10 best teams in Europe. So I feel like Arsenal, if their defense isn't there, then what do they really have?
So for this game, I think Arsenal are going to win about 2-0.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a fairly low-scoring game. I can see Arsenal keeping another clean sheet, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Arsenal. Moving on to the last match, we have Bayern Munich against Real Madrid.
So looking at Real Madrid, especially in that first half, Carreras and Pitarch honestly did really terrible, especially going up against that tough Bayern Munich team in the first half. They were lacking.
Yeah, Carreras and Pitarch, they were horrible. Honestly, Carreras was getting blown by him every single time. Honestly, Olise could have got a penalty from him. So they were definitely 2 of the worst players on Real Madrid in that first leg game. But if we look at Bayern Munich and we look at their attack, players like Olise, Kane, Gnabry, Luis Diaz, all getting either a goal or an assist in that first leg game. Tell me about their attack, because I think they have one of the best attacks in Europe.
Yeah, like I think I saw a stat literally about how they're gonna be soon for like the best trios, one of the best trios in the UCL. If you actually search it up, really close. If they keep scoring and keep assisting each other, it's going to be really close, honestly.
And if you look at Real Madrid coming to this game, they're on such poor form. In all competitions, they haven't gotten a win in their last 3 matches in a row. Obviously, they lost against Bayern Munich, and then in La Liga, they lost their last 2 matches as well, which is pretty poor from a team like Real Madrid, who at some point this season were in the title race.
This Real Madrid squad is really weird at the moment. I feel like they're lacking a lot of cohesion as well. So I think they really need to go into the transfer market and rebuild for the summer and for the next season ahead. So in terms of this game, I feel like we're going to see a little bit more of what we saw last game, but more conversion. So I think I'm going to go for a 3-2 win for Bayern Munich.
I agree with that. I think Bayern Munich can score multiple goals. I think Real Madrid could also score multiple goals, but I'm going to go a 3-2 win as well. And that's the end of our quarterfinal predictions for these second leg games in the Champions League. As always, if you agree with my predictions or David's predictions, remember to let us know in the comments down below. But if you disagree, remember to leave your predictions down below and I'll be sure to reply to every single comment. Remember to subscribe to David. His link will be in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to this channel as I'm almost at 8,000 subscribers and I really can't do it without you guys. But if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos.
See you boys. Let's go.